Hi, and welcome to Thrive Holistic Health and Fitness. Today we're discussing a gut healing protocol. So why does gut health matter? So you can't be truly healthy unless you have a healthy gut. And your immunity, skin health, mental health, digestion, sleep are all related to the health of your gut. And in my clinical practice, what I see is that many clients that come in have issues with gut health in varying degrees. Now, gut health affects the immunity, and it's probably about 50% of your immunity is related to the gut and the health of it. Also, skin health. So if you have issues like eczema, psoriasis, or blotchy skin, pimples, etc., this is all an indicator as to the health of the gut. For mental health, there are also neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine which are produced in the gut, which help with your mental health, and also digestion as well. If we can't digest the food effectively or optimally, then the health of the gut is going to suffer from that as well. Also, sleep is linked to the gut, and the hormone melatonin, which is the rest and recover hormone, which allows us to get a good night's sleep, is also produced. So you can see that many of the other functions in the body are linked to gut health. So in this three-step process of trying to heal the gut, we look at number 1, digestion, number 2, the gut lining, and number 3, bacteria. So the process of eating food, and we're chewing, saliva and the enzymes within the saliva help to break down the food into manageable chunks, and then it goes down the esophagus into the stomach, and then from the stomach to the small intestine, from the small intestine to the large intestine, and eventually leaves the body. So looking at each one of those stages, digestion, the first stage, we need to ensure that there are optimal levels of enzymes and also hydrochloric acid. So the enzymes and the hydrochloric acid mix to break down the food that we've chewed into even smaller pieces, and it's called chyme. Now this then travels out of the stomach down into the small intestine, where it should be assimilated, or the nutrients should be assimilated then into the bloodstream. But if the digestion isn't working optimally, and most people's isn't, due to medication, junk food, alcohol, or basically treating the stomach like a garbage disposal unit, putting all kinds of junk in there, and also stress as well will affect it quite a lot. So what we need to look at doing is supplementing with some enzymes and some hydrochloric acid to try and bring the level of the digestion up so that it can work effectively. It also works as a barrier to stop parasites, pathogens getting into the body as well. And there's also a test that you can take, which is in the comments section below. So click on the link, you can take the test to see if you're deficient in hydrochloric acid. So that's the first stage. Second stage, and also to look at digestion, there are various things that we can do to help improve that, as this is so important as the first stage, because if you don't get this stage right, the rest of it won't be right either. So symptoms of poor digestion are gas, bloating, headache, burping, reflux, fatigue after eating, abdominal distension, constant hunger, bowel irregularity, muscle, joint pains, neck, shoulder, middle and lower back pain also. But that probably makes up most of the common issues that people have today. So is it that it's all related to gut health? Well, quite possibly yes. But the thing to do is to clean this up and then see if there's any additional symptoms after that which can be addressed. So what to do about it? Well, while you're eating, we need to make sure it's a stress-free environment and that you're relaxed. So you can watch TV, which is light-hearted programs, or read something that's inspirational or funny, or just play some relaxing music. You can also start with having some live foods such as salad, and also papaya is really good as well. It's full of digestive enzymes. Before we eat, we can ensure that we've drank some water about 15 to 20 minutes prior, which will help. And things to avoid are caffeine and alcohol. We also want to take care with and limit dehydrated foods, especially foods that you're intolerant to. You need to chew your food well, so we should drink our food and chew our water. Eat small meals often, and never suppress the urge to go for a bowel movement also. Okay, so on to stage 2, the gut lining. So we've got the small intestine in blue that you can see up here in the picture, and then we've got the large intestine in yellow. So within the intestines, neurotransmitters are made, which are the brain hormones, mainly serotonin and dopamine. And these are basically our happy hormones. So they definitely help us to get through the day in a balanced way. And it's also linked to what we call autoimmune disease. And we can use supplements to help heal and restore the gut lining. Now there's a huge issue in our society today which largely goes undetected, and any autoimmune diseases that people have, so any itises or otis, lupus for example, arthritis, all of these type of things you can track back to gut issues, gut health issues, and especially something called leaky gut. So what is leaky gut? Well, basically we've got the lining of the stomach which you can see here, and we've got these little finger-like protrusions which are called villi. And what happens is that when we get inflammation in the gut, we get little gaps that appear between the villi, and this allows all kinds of food and particles that have been undigested to get into the bloodstream, and also pathogens as well. Now when these particles get into the bloodstream, these are called antigens, and the body has to produce antibodies to go and fight these antigens. Unfortunately, what they do is sometimes it can have an overreaction, which is what we call an autoimmune disease, and then it can start have a detrimental effect on other joints and other tissues in the body. So effectively, the body is attacking itself due to leaky gut. So it's really important that we get the gut lining healed, and that we sort out the diet and the stress levels especially. Okay, step 3. So we've got bacteria in the body, and we've all heard about this. It's been on TV, loads of adverts, loads of products designed to help with this. But essentially what we should be looking at is good v bad bacteria, about an 80-20 ratio. But usually what we've found with lab testing is that it's normally the other way around. So we've got 20% good and 80% bad. And again, it's due to stress, medication very often, junk food, alcohol, etc. can all really disrupt the balance of this. So common types of imbalances are candida, which is a fungal overgrowth. We can have pathogens like parasites, and if you've had any sort of recent bouts of medication, especially antibiotics or anesthetic, it can definitely disrupt the balance of the gut bacteria. So what we need to look at doing is rebalancing that bacteria in the gut. And we can also test to determine exactly where you're deficient and what types of bacteria you're deficient in, because there's many different types in the human gut. So that's the 3-step protocol. So in blue we've got the initial part, the digestion, so we add in hydrochloric acid and enzymes to help with that first stage. Once we've got that working optimally, then we can work on the second stage, which is the gut lining. So we put in aloe, L-glutamine, travacid, mucosa max, and that helps the gut lining. And then thirdly, we've got the good bacteria which we put in. We've got probiotics, supernatant and original symbiotic, which then help to complete the gut health protocol. After that, the gut should be functioning much better and helping to rebalance the hormones, reducing any distension that we have in the gut or bloating, and alleviating many of the symptoms that we discussed earlier. Guys, thank you for joining me today, and if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me.